our friends Teros here. First things first, the thing that you need to know right now is that dexterity, the dexterity attribute, is not in a good place right now. So if you have the choice of not changing your dex or keeping it the same or keeping it low, it's better because the other stats are a little more valuable in the meta right now. And for Teros, I want to show you a few strings and a few combos that you can try that are gonna help you understand the game a little better. First of all, we have our Linfei here. It's gonna be our dummy for today. We can pay her with some lunch after this. Where's my thing? When grounded. Okay. First things first. The most basic axe follow-up. After you hit the sidelight, this is gonna. I'm gonna use the terminology so you kind of get used to it because everyone kind of uses this terminology. But after you hit the sidelight, the most common follow-up is jump into Nair. Okay? It's very basic, very simple. Deals a lot of damage. I'm gonna show you. Deals a lot of damage. We can show damage. We can show stun as well. Why not? You're gonna see that this is actually a true combo. A true combo. So it means that if you input it correctly, it's not dodgeable. Let me actually, there we go. It's not dodgeable. You're going to see that it's not a single frame on that. Miss Linfei, thank you. And you're going to see that this sidelight deals, let me actually pick someone with 5 defense so I don't give you wrong numbers. Where's someone with 5 defense? Mordex has 5 defense. It can be Mordex. Sidelight deals 13 damage and Nair deals 19 damage. Yes, exactly. When I say Nair, it's a neutral air. Let me go through the names real quick so it's easier for you. In the ground, you have 3 options for light attacks. You have the neutral light, which means that I'm only pressing the attack button. I'm not pressing any sides and I'm not pressing down. You can use neutral light while dashing if you hold your key for up. If you are holding up, you can see that I'm moving and going to the sides, but I'm still doing the neutral light. So if you are holding up, you can see that I still use the thing. Another option that I want you to change is this one, change controls. You're gonna mark this later. Remember to mark this. This prioritizes neutral over side. That means that if you're in the air and you're holding up, you still do the neutral air, even if you're going to the side. If I let go of the up button or the jump button, I will start doing the side air. Okay? Back to the options real quick. Neutral light, I'm not pressing anything or holding up on my keyboard, so I can do it out of the dash. Side light, which is the light attack to the sides. And you have the down light, which is the light attack holding down in the ground. Straightforward, right? Pretty straightforward. In the air, you have, again, 3 light attack options. You have the neutral air. Then again, if I am holding up, I can do the neutral air while moving. You have the side air, which is the side attack in the air, or SAIR for short. This is gonna call Nair for short, neutral air, side air, and the down air, or DAIR for short. And in the air, you have 2 options of heavy attacks. What you call your recovery, because it gives you the most height in the first time you use it. If you try using recovery again, you're gonna see that it doesn't send you as high. And you have the ground pound, which is the heavy attack downwards. So this is the options you're gonna have, right? It works for... Why do I have another axe queued up? It works for every single weapon. Let me actually change Teros to hammer. It works for every single weapon. You have your recovery. You're gonna see that it's the same idea. It doesn't send you as high in the second time you use it. So you should not try like using more than once, unless in some specific cases, but they're a little more advanced. And you have your ground pound in the air as well. Okay. Now we come to what we call SIGs, or signatures. SIGs is the abbreviated version. Every character has 3 heavy attacks for every weapon they have. So Teros has 3 signature attacks for hammer and 3 signature attacks for axe. Teros neutral sig is this move right here, which is a great move because hammer doesn't have a quick option to cover this 45-degree angle, because you have either this jump into Sarah, which is kind of sluggish if you ask me, or this reverse there, like you turn around and you there. So this is a great option. It's just a quick 45-degree angle coverage. Very good. If your opponents are jumping a lot, you can toss this to grab. It doesn't grab grounded, which is very important. However, you can do this, which is 1 frame. I think you can get it through, but it's a little more tight. But if you do the downlight into the neutral sig, it's a lot of damage. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Oh, that was very slow on my input. That's my bad. There we go. That's 1 frame, right? And Teros side sig. This is one of my favorite sigs out of Teros. It's very quick. Deals 29 damage, which is a lot. And it has very big amount of coverage. It lasts for a long time. So let me actually turn on hitboxes and show you in slow-mo. You're gonna see that these little balls, the yellow and flashing yellow, purple, and green is the hitboxes. You're gonna see that it lasts for a long time. Even after Teros kind of stopped his movement, it's still a little hitbox there. So let's see if I can demonstrate that a little better. Let's tell this bot to dodge. No, it's not here. Dodge reaction to the left. Can you dodge left for me, bot, please? Thank you. So I'm gonna do the side light on the hammer, and the bot is gonna dodge on my direction. If you see that the opponent is dodging in your direction, you can go for that side sig pretty easily. Lots of coverage. And this is actually kind of safe for you to toss out as a dodge read for grounded dodges. So it kind of can get down as well. It can get down. And it can get right. I don't think you need to slide charge it either, because it has a lot of coverage. No, you might need to dash. But still. What else we have on our repertoire here? And the last signature from Teros kit, we have the neutral sig, the side sig, is the down sig. The down sig is very slow, but it deals a lot of damage. And it doesn't have a hitbox right starting from stacked. Or rather, it has a hitbox. I can't even brain today, sorry. But it deals a lot of damage because it hits for 16 twice. So if you grab 2 times, you're dealing 33 damage. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. So you have Teros hammer sigs. The down sig, I generally use it as a dodge read or like to covering area, because as you can see, if only one of the hits connect, it's not that great, because you're gonna see that like this deals around the same damage. So if only one of the hits connect, it's not worth it, because that deals 18 damage, so it's not as good. On the axe, let's go to hop to the axe real quick. Teros has the neutral sig. I call this the most cheesiest sig in the entire game, because first of all, it has a rising hitbox, so you're gonna grab jumping opponents with this, and then it has a downwards hitbox that actually sends downwards. It literally, yes, you can down attack without being in the air. don't worry, we're here to help. Let me actually set the bot to not reset real quick. Okay. There we go. And this sig actually grabs grounded. It makes it very powerful. So if someone is on the ground, this is awesome. The side sig, which is the same idea as the down sig on the hammer. It's very slow, but the payoff is big with Teros because of the high speed, the high damage. It does 28 damage if you hit both attacks. 31? Excuse me? 28. I don't know. It's not consistent. And you have the down sig. The down sig, I call this, whenever a character has this, as the get off me move. When someone is very stacked with you, they won't let you go, you can just go for the down sig. Gonna send them away. It's the get off me move. Yes, this sig grabs grounded. And it also grabs the jump height, so it's very good. Look at this. This hitbox is amazing. And this SIG in specific, the neutral SIG in specific, it has a lot of stun frames. So you're gonna see that even though this Mordex is on the white, look at when he can do an action again. He's still stunned, still stunned, still stunned. Now Mordex is not light anymore. He can do a move right now. So you can see that even though this SIG is very there, still in the white, it still has a lot of force and stun. So this SIG is awesome for using off stage. If you can GC it and grab it like this, it's the ultimate cheese factor. You can get some early kills with this neutral SIG. Okay, let's go back to the hammer because I forgot to talk about hammers. Nope, I forgot to talk about hammer's kit. Yeah, that is a long stun. That's one of the biggest stuns in the entire game. Okay, let's talk about hammer's kit. Hammer's kit on the ground. Actually, hammer as a whole is made for control. You want to send people off stage, so you're controlling the ground for you, controlling this area for you. So you want to keep your opponents outside, which is easier for you. That's kind of the goal for every weapon, but hammer shines with that. First of all, you're gonna have your downlight. Downlight is the most important move in hammer, in my opinion, because with downlight you have a true combo. That means that the opponent cannot dodge, which is your Q combo. So if you hit the downlight, you can go for cider, and it's gonna KO. If I can hit it true, it would be wonderful. So I'm not making myself a fool in front of you. Why is it 2 frames? There we go. 1 frame is enough. I can't input faster than that. Anyways, that is your true combo that kills the downlight into the jump cider. But with hammer, you have not only that, but you have many, many options. You can do a downlight into a reverse down there, which is true as well. You can do it like this. If I don't fail miserably. Jesus Christ, I'm embarrassing myself. There we go. That is true as well. So if you want to send your opponent upwards, you have this option at your disposal. If you want to send your opponent off stage to the side, you can go for the downlight into the side there. Not only that, hammer also has a little cheeky thing that we call the Russian Mafia. This is a little more advanced, so I don't need you to understand this right now, but you can also true combo it into the recovery. But you need a chase dodge, you need a little bit more advanced stuff, but that is true as well. So that's why I say that downlight is probably one of the most important parts of hammer's kit, because it is very close ranged. You need to be very close ranged. However, it gives you big damage opportunities, because from the downlight you can basically choose what you're going to do with your opponent, right? However, if your opponent is not very damaged, if your opponent is on white damage, is just starting out, you can go for the downlight into sidelight, like downlight sidelight. That is true as well. However, it doesn't work at higher damages. You need to be aware of that, because if they're damaged and you use the downlight, they're gonna go way too high and the sidelight is not gonna connect. What else? I already talked about this one, which is the cheese factor. If you wanna go for the 1 frame, if I could input that, that would be so wonderful, so I'm not embarrassing myself. There we go, 1 frame. So you have that as well as a Teros option. You have your sidelight, which I call the spacing tool of Teros' kit on the hammer. Because when you use the sidelight, the idea is that you want to deny this area in front of you. It's basically a wall of hitbox. You're just shoving a hitbox in their face, just keeping them at bay, keeping this grounded area very secure. If you dash before you use the sidelight, you're gonna go even further. You're gonna cover all the way here. You're gonna cover all the way out here, as opposed to if you don't dash, you're just gonna cover here. So the dash really adds a lot of coverage here. And you have the neutral light. The neutral light is hammer's get off me too that it has. If the opponent is stacked with you, can go for the neutral light. It starts very quickly. It comes out so fast, like boom, there's the hitbox. So it really takes the opponent off of you. So if the opponent is playing very stacked with you, is trying to get into your zone, you can just be like, get out of me, bro. I don't want you here. And you can string that into a side light. It's 2 frames, which means it's dodgeable, but it's not jumpable. Okay? So if you neutral light into the side light, but you need to dash jump, or either dash or chase dodge, you can get this string out of the neutral light. In later damages, they're gonna get flung away, so you might not be able to do that. But it's a way of Hammer, like, get off of me, but also I'm gonna keep aggression on you. You stay where I want you to stay. That's why I say that Hammer is such a control weapon. Okay, let's go to the aerial kit. Or I can use the die-light, which is the get off me. Neutral light is the get off me. And downlight, even though downlight grabs stacked, it might grab stack. You might go for the downlight. However, if the opponent is stacked, you might not be able to get the side light. True. If the opponent is really stacked, you might not get the side light. You might not get the downlight. True. I mean, the downlight might be on the earlier damages. Like, as I said, in earlier damages, this is going to be true. In later damage, it's not. Let me actually show you instead of just telling you like a doofus. Like, Mordex is now getting to the red. You see that now it's 5 frames. It's not true anymore. It's very easy to jump out of, very easy to dodge out of. So if the opponent's stack, I would advise you to use the neutral light. Now opponent is far away. I can control. I can be here guarding this ledge, going for the ground pound, or wait for them to come up and then go for the light. I'm actually very happy to hear that this is helpful. So yeah, let's go to Hammer's aerial kit. Hammer aerial kit is outstanding. It's awesome. This neutral wear has this hitbox in front. However, it has this upwards, kind of going backwards hitbox as well. So sometimes you're going to see someone look like jumping like this, and it's still going to connect to this Mordex if they were in the air. Let me show you by setting Mordex to jump. Oh, I didn't change it? Oh, I did change it. It's still jumper dash. I updated. It might not have updated yet. However, you see that my brother here, Mordex, is now jumping. And if I go for this neutral air, look at this force. You can even chain them together. If you hit one nair, you might hit another nair. You're going to keep the opponent in the air and go for this cheeky upwards kill. However, you're going to realize that, look at that. It looks like he shouldn't have hit. It looks like he shouldn't have hit. However, Hammer has this kind of backwards hitbox on the neutral air. You're going to see that it covers first in front and then this sideways region. Look at that. It still connects, right? So when your opponent is on top of you, you want to use this neutral wear as your zoning tool. You're going to keep your opponent in the air. You're not going to let them come back to the ground. That's your goal. You're going to keep juggling your opponent. This is what you call this. You're going to juggle your opponent with this neutral wear, right? You never want to let them come down, and then you're controlling the stage. The stage is all yours. You can do whatever you want after you send your opponent away, right? The side air is the same idea. It's just a hit to the side. However, it's one of the most powerful knockout tools in the game. Because not only you can see that it sends in this kind of slant down angle. So, and it's very horizontal. So, for example, if you want to find a side air at higher damages, it's almost guaranteed that it's going to KO. Because this is so good. It's one of the best KO tools in the game. However, you can still like wait for your character to fall, or you can press downwards to fall faster. You might not know this, but you can press down to fall faster. Look at this difference between me and Mordex. If you press down while you're in the air, you're going to fall faster. That's why you probably feel like everyone else is faster than you. Because even if you're using your dashes and your dash jumps, you might be just dashing and letting your movement carry on. However, if you press down while you're in the air, you're going to fall so much faster. And then you can dash jump again. Look at this. So if you're dash jumping a lot, it feels like you're going a lot faster than you actually feel like you could go. Back to the side air. If the opponent is grounded, you might want to look for this option as well. Like, you might want to jump and then go for this grounded version of the side air. You wait for your body to fall, and you do the side air at the grounded level, right? This is very important because this is one of the most powerful. I mean, this is a little more advanced. I'm dash jumping, and then I'm going for the side air, like grounded version. But still, you're in the air, fall into air. Let's go. Opponent is off stage. Awesome, right? And last but not least, you have the down air on the hammer, which is amazing. It's, again, one of the best knockout tools. If you can get this, you send your opponent upwards, and now you can go back to juggling again. You see that hammer is very much about choosing where you want to send your opponent. Now, I KO them. Or you can even chase dodge upwards and keep aggression. Keep your opponent in the air. So let's revise everything real quick. Downlight is going to be your combo 2. Downlight into side air. I mean, I need to practice. I don't play much hammer. That's why it's not true. But that is true. Let me actually do something real quick. Let me try getting it true. There we go. That is true. You can see that there's no dodge window. The opponent cannot dodge out of that. You have the, at lower damages, you have the downlight into sidelight. But as you can see, if it's too stacked, it's not going to hit. So if the opponent is in front of you, you can go downlight into sidelight, right? When you're stacked with your opponent and they're at low healths, you can go for the downlight into down air. I should lower even more the damage. The best option if you want to go for this down air is to actually turn around. Because the down air hitbox, it starts behind Teros. So if you want to make the hitbox connect quicker, it's actually better if you turn around to do the input. It might get a little bit of mileage. You might need to practice a little bit. But if you turn around, it connects faster. So you don't have to rely on being stacked to hit this down air option true. Like this. See? Okay. Going now to the neutral light is the get off me too. However, at low damages, you can follow up with the chase into the side light, which is generally 2 frames if I'm not sucking. Yep. Add. Did you get an ad? Because I got an ad on myself. What the fuck is that? Anyways, you do your neutral light. You can go follow up with the chase side light, so you can keep aggression on your opponent. That's pretty good. And in the aerial kit, you have your sider to send people away. It's actually one of the most used attacks in hammer, since it's very versatile. You can use it in the air. You can use it in the ground. Deals good damage, and it's just overall solid. And your neutral wear to cover the space above and a little behind you. So you can use this while dashing and while jumping, so you cover the air, make it difficult for your opponents to come back to stage. And your down air, which is gonna send your opponents up. Can I even hit this? No, not like that. Is this true? No, it's 4 frames. Still good. But yeah, got all that. I mean, I know it's a lot of info, but it's all very important info. This is kind of the basics of the basics. So you have now you have your building blocks. Now that you have your building blocks, you can probably branch out whenever you feel like it. Now let's talk about the heavy attacks in the air. The recovery of hammer is very special, because the recovery of hammer actually changes place with your opponent. Where is my AI setting? Jump. Yeah. Okay. The hammer recovery is very special because you see that it changes place with your opponent. If you don't hit it, there's not that much of a rising force. However, if it connects with someone, yo, Mordex. If it connects with someone, you're gonna send them downwards. You see that you send them downwards, and you rise even higher with the force, okay? However, be careful, because you can see that the hitbox starts behind, and even though it has a little bit of priority, that means it's very far from your body, it doesn't cover right above. It doesn't cover right above. So if you're in this position right here, and someone is attacking you downwards, they're gonna win. So generally, when you want to hit this hammer recovery, you should turn your back on your opponent. You see that it's, since the hitbox starts behind, it's even better if they're behind you. Not by like a lot. Right here is not gonna hit. However, right here, it will. Okay? It's like the scoop. You scoop people up and send them downwards. Let me show you how much it changes, but it also has a lot of force. You can see that it sends to the ground with quite a lot of force, and you can even do some fun stuff, like the Russian Mafia would be like, that is a true combo, like a 3-piece true combo. But one day, that's gonna be your final goal. That's the most fabled. That's why it has a name. It's the most fabled hammer combo. It's very cool, but it's very specific, and it's not even that useful because the downlight into the sider actually kills first. But it's still a cool option to have in your inventory, right? Okay, now let's go to the axe and finish this off, because I don't want this explanation to be too long. But in the axe, you have your downlight. This is what we call an anti-air. You're gonna see that it's a very quick attack on this 45-degree angle, covers this area very precisely and very generously, actually. So you can just toss this to cover this area region with ease. And he actually has a big hitbox kind of above Teros' head. So if an opponent is falling like right above you, it might still connect like that, because your body is very chunky, so it's still connected like that. So whenever your opponent is jumping, trying to approach you from the air, you have this option to kind of send them away. Sadly, it has no good follow-ups. I mean, like strings. You can still follow it up, but there's no good strings. Like after this, you're kind of stuck here. So there's not many good options for you to go to. But this is like an aerial option. You're gonna send opponents even higher. Same idea. Juggle them, keep them in the air. Don't let them come back to the ground. Right? Neutral light. Neutral light is hammer's kind of I would say it's kind of a get off me too, but it doesn't hit fully stacked. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. No, let me stop jumping, bro. You can stop jumping now. I wouldn't say that, because I don't think it hits fully stacked. You're gonna see that the hitbox actually comes a little in front, but it's this double hit thing that 1, 2. Very good for setting up when you're playing 2v2. This is a great setup tool. And you can follow it up with sidelight. If you hit a neutral light, you can go for the sidelight. Remember, after you hit an opponent, you get what we call a chase dodge. If you press your dodge button in the direction you hit your opponent, you're gonna follow them very quickly. And it can be like in any direction that's the same direction as your opponent got flung. Like you can even do it upwards. However, you can never do it backwards. You can never chase dodge away from your opponent. But you can do like diagonal, up or down. You can literally chase dodge in any direction as long as it's like this 180 degree to your front side. Okay? To where you send your opponent. That's very important, because there's some attacks that like send like downwards and you can't chase dodge in the diagonal up. But you're gonna see that's different with other moves. And sidelight, as I told you, is axe, like most valuable resource is your string starter. It starts this sidelight into nair, which is true when you put goodly. There we go. And it also sends them into the air, which means that you can now juggle them. You can even go for like your opponent is gonna jump. You can keep them in the air with another nair. At low damages, you also have side lighting to side air, which I think you can get to 2 frames. I don't know about Teros. Yeah, you can get it to 2 frames with Teros. Um, yeah, if you input it very precisely. But you have this side lighting to Ser. At later damages, it's not that reliable because the opponent might get very high after the hit. So it's 7 frames. Still, if you want to go for this option, send them off stage. Side lighting to Nair is almost always true. It's very rare that it's not true. Opponent must be very, very damaged for this to not work. So I think the side lighting to Nair is a lot more reliable, but you do have the option to go in for the Ser, for the KO. Is that everything? Yeah, you have side light for your string starting. After that, you have your downline, to, like sending your opponents to the air. However, it does grab stacked, not stacked, but a little bit to the front of Teros, like here it's gonna connect. It grabs grounded, so it might be a good option like that as well. And you have your neutral light, which is basically kind of access get off me too, but at the same time is not as good because the hitbox, it starts a little bit to the front. So if your opponent is kind of stacked with you, but going to the front, this is the better option. Because I'm pretty sure downlight is never going to hit stack too. So yeah, you're going to see that axe kind of struggle if people are too stacked, if they're too precise in your face. Since axe is a very slow weapon, you're going to see that this highlight actually doesn't hit any of this region in the body of Teros. So it kind of takes a little range. However, it's almost always a good idea to be careful when tossing this out, since it takes a long time for you to actually get it out, right? So let's go to X aerial kit, and that's the last thing we're gonna talk about real quick. X down air. X down air is a very powerful tool because you can, like this, you can kind of bounce people out of the stage if you use in the air. You can keep bouncing them like that, and it's just gonna keep working. And when you're here defending the ledge and someone is down, let me actually see if I can send the bot so I can show you better. And no bot, yeah, I think there's okay. Axe down air is great off stage because you can keep kind of chaining them together. If I can hit the first one because the bot is teleporting. Yo bot, can you... Come on bot, don't make me embarrass myself. You can, like this, just keep putting pressure downwards. You're gonna eat the bot's recovery. Just keep jumping down there. It's very oppressive on the ledge because you have this very generous, like from the front to the back hitbox. I'm pretty sure like the later frames, like this hitboxes right there, are not as force inducing. However, I think they do the same amount of damage if you grab like frontwards or backwards. I just know that the later parts of the hitbox like that are not as strong. However, down there in Nexus kit is very special because you're gonna see that it has a grounded version. When you use down there too close to the floor, yeah, down there is very fast. It comes out straight very fast, good coverage. But you're gonna see that it's not only that, it also has a grounded version, which is this one. If you use down there close to the floor, you're gonna see that it kind of becomes this sideways motion. Let me actually stop the bot from doing whatever it's doing there. Yo, Mordex, can you? Thank you. Why is my internet sucking? My internet's sucking a little bit. However, you're gonna see that there's this version of down arrow next, which is the grounded version, and it generally sends upwards. Deals a little bit less damage. However, it's pretty good because out of this downlight, you can go for or rather after the down air, you can go for the downlight. Pretty quick string there. I don't remember if it's true anymore. Let me give it a few tries. I don't remember if it's true anymore. Oh, the game could not freeze. Okay, it's still true. So if you get the back part of the hitbox to hit on the grounded version, you can string it or get it through with the downlight like that. So it's kind of very safe to throw out after the thing, because if they dodge you, the downlight is kind of still a very kind of safe-ish move. Not gonna say to you that you should be tossing moves without purpose, because that's not a good thing, but it's safe-ish to throw out, and you can true combo all of that. So yeah, remember Axe has this grounded version of down air, which you can use to combo or string with the downlight. What else we have? Okay, side air. Axe side air is pretty similar to hammer side air. It's this very slow but powerful and very hard hitting attack, and you're gonna see that this secondary hitbox, it lasts for a long time. So you're gonna use this as your KO option. So if your opponent is jumping a lot, let's set this bot to jump, and this opponent is kind of in red, it's very damaged, you're gonna use this side air as your option to KO. It's gonna send very far, and it's kind of Axe's most important KO option. That's why I said that hammer side air, in my opinion, is the most powerful KO option, and Axe is probably in second place, because it's basically the same move but on a different weapon. You just cover this sideways area and you KO very quickly, and it does a lot of damage, and you can use it the same way you use the hammer one, because if you use it while falling, you can still hit the grounded opponents on the with the side air. So you can use it the same way as you would use your hammer side air. Why is my brain not working right now? But yeah, so you have the aerial side air, which is gonna be your main KO option, but you also can do it grounded. Same idea. And you should, yeah. And the last thing, come on, this is the last one, the nair. The nair is the same idea as the hammer. However, it doesn't have force. It's not gonna KO. You probably will never in your life see an axe nair KO. It's pretty rare. I think I saw it once. But it doesn't have a lot of force. But it's the same idea. You're gonna use it to juggle. That's why I said that axe and hammer are good starting weapons, because it's very simple. Down attacks down, side attacks side, or rather side attacks side, and neutral attacks up. But yeah, that's everything you need to know. You're gonna use your nair to juggle and out of sidelight as a string, and you can keep nairing forever, or even go for the the cheeky, I don't know, neutral sig out of nowhere. And if you want to come next time, I have more things to teach you, but they're a little more advanced, which would be like gravity cancels, which you can use grounded attacks in the air by using your dodge. I'm gonna teach you this later, but I want you to know that exists. Fast fall is very important, but I don't think you're gonna be using them right now. What else? I think that's it. So yeah, that's everything you need to know right now about Teros. Teros is very good, very high damage legend, so even if you're not hitting that many attacks, you might still get a cheeky KO. You might get an early stock, very simple. Oh, I forgot to talk about Axe Ground Pound. Axe Ground Pound and Recovery are basically like covering area. You can use it out of sidelight as well to cover almost every single dodge. So if you go for this aerial Ground Pound. And the Recovery from Axe has this rotating hitbox. Like first it goes front, up, and then downwards, and then back up. So I'm pretty sure like the last few frames are not as powerful, but you can spike people in any direction with the Axe Recovery, which is pretty fun, since it covers every single place, right? So you might send people downwards like that. You might send people upwards like that. And you might even send people sideways. Let's see if I can get a sideways here. Sideways hit. It's gonna be hard to demonstrate. Yep, downwards again. But you get the point. You since it's a rotating hitbox, you might send people in basically any direction it hits. And that's your small little course into Teros. It's a great legend for beginners, and it's very accessible right away.